Hey guys, Josh with Appliance. Today we're going to review a Whirlpool HE washer and electric dryer matching set. This washer and dryer set is available right now for sale at all your big box retail stores. At least it is at the time of filming this video, which is July 2021. I'm kind of acting as your appliance buying guide specialist. So there's a lot of sales associates out there who are knowledgeable, but keep in mind they work for the companies who are selling these machines, and they have to meet certain quantities of particular units that they need to sell. So what I want to do is bring you factual, unbiased information that you can use for a particular appliance that you're looking to buy. That way, you can make an educated buying decision that's going to suit you or your family or whoever you're looking to buy for. So let's dive in and go over some of the highlighted features and a little bit more in-depth features on this particular washer and dryer set. All right guys, getting started. Here are the model numbers for the washer and the dryer. Washer model number WTW5000DW, and the dryer is WED5000DW. The SKU numbers on there are for Menards in particular, I believe. So I'll probably just ignore those. If you're going to Google search it, just search by that model number. But I'm going to do my best here to give you all the information. Hopefully you don't even have to go that route of Googling anything. Let's start right there where it says the 4.3 cubic foot capacity on the washer. Okay, so here we are in Menards, and here's that washer and dryer in person. So let me get a look at the consoles here. Then we'll take a look inside the washer just to get a feel for what 4.3 cubic foot actually looks like. I'll stick my whole arm down in here. Spins very freely. Now, as you can see, we're going to freeze it right here so I can point out that this does not have a post agitator in it. It has the plate agitator, and it works a little bit differently, but that's all a part of the HE designation, which we'll get into here in just a sec. So let's go ahead and pull up the actual specs and take a closer look. All right, so starting out, MSRP $799. You might be able to find it on sale. It just kind of depends on what time of the year you might be looking. Of course, this is the model that's on the floor right now in July 2021. Whirlpool has a 1-year limited warranty on this machine, and it is a high-efficiency HE washer. Basically, that means it doesn't have the agitator in the middle, the post style. It has the wash plate style on the bottom. Uses a little bit less water, but has a much faster spin cycle, which does a really good job of getting that water out of the clothes. So it's really going to cut your drying time in half. It's all part of that HE designation. All right, switching over to a little bit more in-depth on the features. Now you can pause this and read over all of this if you want, but I'm gonna hit the bold text there. So the smooth wave stainless steel wash basket, essentially that's just gonna be, they promote no snags, that kind of thing. So if you're washing a lot of stringy type clothing, bras, that kind of thing, this type of machine is going to have a lot less or no snags at all, so it's great for delicate clothes. Quick wash cycle, I believe it says it can wash a whole load within 28 minutes, which is pretty cool. I can speak to if you put it on its deep water wash, heavy soil cycle. The flip side to that is that this machine can take quite a while to run that load, over an hour. Automatic water levels. Now, some people have problems with these on the HE machines. They've done a real good job from some of the older machines not using near enough water. These use more water, especially if you use the deep water mode and turn it to heavy soil. That's going to get more water into those clothes to get them a little bit cleaner. But if you're a construction worker, getting really dirty clothes, I wouldn't recommend this type of washer and dryer at all. And we'll get into that a little bit later. You got a pre-soak option. Here's another one to hit on, the 4.3 cubic foot capacity. So what does that actually mean? Well, 4.3 cubic feet, I like to think of as queen capacity. And what I mean by that is it's gonna max out at about a queen size comforter or blanket you're not going to be able to get a king size in there. I think it says somewhere around 16 pounds of clothes is what you can pack into it. So you want to keep that in mind. You know, if you've got a family of 6 and you're doing humongous loads, you might want to look for something at 5 cubic feet or higher. And they do make those, and also in different styles as well. So this one's going to be a little bit more moderate, but even still, a queen size blanket is it's pretty large. And if you're just talking jeans, towels, you know, shirts and stuff, you're going to be able to fit, I believe it says it does a couple of baskets worth in one load. The deep water wash cycle, like I said, they're kind of building this up now because there was some real bad pushback on not using enough water back between 2011 and 2016, 2017. A lot of people said didn't use enough water, clothes weren't getting clean, that kind of thing. They've kind of fixed that now. Like I said, if you switch it over to deep water wash and you've got some clothes that really need to get clean, it does a much better job now than it used to. Clean washer cycle with a fresh washer cleaner. So I believe what this does is it fills it almost all the way up to the top with water. It's going to let it soak, and then it's going to agitate and wash it all out. It's just another cool feature, I guess, with the cleaning. 660 RPM max spin speed. I can attest that it does spin really fast. That being said, you need to make sure you're not overloading these machines, and that when you put the clothes into the machine, you still have to pretend like there is a post agitator in there and layer the clothes evenly around the bottom outside. Evenly lay it around, just pretend like the post is still in there. That's how these are designed to be loaded, so keep that in mind. All right, now we're going to switch back over to the dryer and get a look inside so I can kind of speak to its capacity as well. And then we're going to go over to the spec sheet, just like we did on the washer, and kind of break it down. Okay, MSRP is also $7.99 on this one. A lot of times you can get a better deal. If you buy them as a set, sometimes you can get a better deal. And Menards pretty much always has their 11% rebate, so something to check into. Like I said, it's a July 2021 model. There's a 1-year limited warranty on the dryer as well. They call this a high efficiency HE dryer, like it's new. It's not, that's total crap. Essentially, the inside of this dryer is the same as this type of dryer has been for the last 35 years. They literally haven't changed a thing on the inside of the machine. They give it a nice new outside shell, but they'll say you have to pair up these HE machines together, and you can't separate them, or you can't use an older dryer with a newer washer. They say a lot of things to get you to buy both. However, not true at all. This machine does have, I believe it's 7 cubic foot. And so essentially you do want to make sure that your dryer is almost or just about twice as big in capacity as your washer. 4.3 to 7, that's fine. But so, you know, if you're washing that queen size blanket in your washer and then you throw it into a dryer that's only 6 cubic feet, it's not going to be enough space. 7 will be fine to throw it in there, because not only does it have to fit, it has to have enough room to move around to circulate the air to actually dry it. You can't cram something like that in there. So if you're doing 2 baskets full, as they advertise, 2 baskets full of clothes, and you cram it all into a smaller dryer, that's not going to work out. So that is a good reason to match up your washer and dryer, just to make sure your capacities are correct. You know, if you're going to be doing heavier loads, which I don't recommend. I recommend doing smaller loads, and they wash faster, dry faster, and you know, it's all around just a lot better. So that top mounted lint trap, it's on the top right there, you'll see it. Always want to make sure every single load that gets changed out. I've done a few videos showing how to clean all that out. If you don't, it gets jammed up, and it can make your dryer take 2 or 3 load cycles just to get your clothes dry. So that's a good little tip there. Okay, and getting to some of the more advanced features. The AccuDry sensor drying system is actually pretty cool. You just kind of set it and forget it. On there, you essentially just turn it to the auto dry, you hit go, it's gonna sense how wet and how heavy the clothes are, and it'll essentially dry until they're dry. That's pretty much how it works. Wrinkle shield option is also pretty cool. It will, so your clothes are done, the load's done, and then every 5 minutes after the cycle is complete, it's going to tumble and heat them back up, just basically to keep them from getting wrinkled. It's got a hamper style door, which drops down instead of one side or the other. And then it's got that 7 cubic foot capacity we were talking about. So it's not quite double the washer size. They say a 1-to-2 ratio, but it's going to be big enough to pretty much handle anything that washer can kick out. Adjustable end of cycle signal. This is great. I have 4 kids, and I always turn this off because if it beeps real loud, or some of the newer ones even sing a little song, it can wake my kids up or drive my dogs crazy. So I always turn that off. So I like having the option, but I also like being able to turn it off. And then the interior drum light is great if you're doing laundry at nighttime, that kind of thing. All right, guys, now we're going to finish up looking at the actual machines. Like I said, as if you were standing here yourself checking them out. I will note that on this dryer, that knob was actually pretty difficult to turn. It was really tight. Maybe like that kind of thing. Otherwise, very clicky. All the switches and buttons and everything were very clicky, very easy to use. You know, aside from that knob being a little stiff to turn, but I guess that's better than too loosey-goosey. So, same thing on the washer. All the buttons, the knobs, very clicky when you turn them, have an audible click to them. Very easy to click on the washer knob as well. The little start button there, I found to be a little difficult to push. You really kind of had to push it in before you felt or heard the click on it. Otherwise, everything is in pretty good order, nice, clicky, and the set looks great. All right, guys, so we're gonna recap. Who is this washer and dryer good for? It's good for just your normal people, normal families. When I say normal, what I mean is not construction workers, not people working with drywall or cement, mixing stuff like that, where they just get filthy. There's particular washers and dryers out there for very saturated clothes, and typically you'd want to go with an agitator style. It's going to get those type of clothes a lot cleaner, and a lot of those units are specifically promoted to those type of people too. So there's options for those guys. This is going to be more for just your 9-to-5ers. I will say that if you have lots of kids who get clothes absolutely filthy like mine used to, you might go for that agitator style as well. Otherwise, the deep water wash cycle does a pretty good job on this set. So budget wise, it's not the cheapest set. The cheaper sets work a lot like these do, but they're smaller. So, for the capacity size on this one to be right at $7.99, and you'll likely find them on sale, that's going to be a pretty good deal. I would call that a win for somebody who's looking for the larger capacity. You get some of the newer features on it, and it's going to speed through some of those cycles with the quick wash on there as well. My personal experience with a machine like this is if you have issues down the road, they're pretty easy to fix as well. A lot of times you just simply buy a part, swap out the part, and it's good to go. There's not a lot of hunting and pecking on it. So looking down the road, the 1-year warranty, I will say, it's not that great in compared to like Maytag gives a 5-year warranty or sometimes a 10-year warranty on some of their parts. So, if the warranty is a big deal for you, you might shop around a little bit. Otherwise, if you can catch these on sale, I feel like they'd be a really good deal. Overall, an excellent washer and dryer. I've actually sold 2 sets just like it used. So I'd give them a thumbs up, and it's taken me way too long to make this video, so I'm gonna call this one good. It's my first review video. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it so other people can find this washer and dryer. Especially nowadays when we're trying to stay out of the stores, we're trying to not have quite as much contact. To be able to watch a video where someone else goes in and checks it all out for you. That's essentially how I bought my last vehicle. I did everything online, so that's what prompted this video for the review, using some of my expertise to give a little bit of insight. Hopefully that helped you guys. So that's it. I do appreciate you watching this video. Thank you very much. Guys, have a good night. Dun, 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 dun.